Now to the biggest deal in West Asia, a Saudi-Israel peace deal. A few years back, this would have been unthinkable, but now it looks within reach. Both sides say a deal is closer. Then what's the holdup? The Saudi demands. They want a NATO-style deal from the US, basically an Article 5 commitment. What does that mean? What is an Article 5-like commitment? An attack on Saudi Arabia will be seen as an attack on America. That's what Riyadh wants. Will they get it? We'll have to wait and see. What about Palestine? It's part of the list of demands, but no one seems to be losing sleep over it. The top priority is the Saudi-US Defense Pact. It was first discussed in 2022. That's when Joe Biden met MBS. He was on a trip to woo the Saudis. It was an awkward and frosty affair. Riyadh asked for a defense deal. The Biden administration apparently shot it down. So no NATO-like pact for Saudi Arabia. But it will get a defense pact like other US allies. Reports say it could. Same thing, something like a treaty, the kind that Washington has with Asian states or even Bahrain. And to make the deal sweeter, the US is throwing in a tag, a designation for Saudi Arabia. They'll be called a major non-NATO ally. This is a designation that Israel already has. By the way, Pakistan too has it. Pakistan is a major non-NATO ally for America. So this is what the Saudis are being offered. Will they accept it? Again, it's hard to say. They were pretty adamant about the security guarantee. They suggested it could make or break the deal. Now, for the US to offer this, they will need support from the Congress because unlike MBS, Biden doesn't rule a kingdom. He will have to get others on board, and it won't be easy. Also, it doesn't help that the same Biden vowed to turn Saudi Arabia into a pariah state and not very long ago. So a defense pact is still up in the air. The second demand is this, a civilian nuclear program. That's what Saudi Arabia wants. And reports say it's making a compromise on this front. Saudi Arabia is ready to sign Section 123 of the US Atomic Energy Act. What does this do? It establishes a framework for peaceful nuclear cooperation. It's something that Riyadh has refused to do before. They wanted nuclear cooperation, but no such conditions. Now they seem to be dialing down and making concessions. Their third demand was Palestine, to make sure that the Palestinian cause is not completely abandoned. And this is a political demand. You see, Saudi Arabia is the de facto leader of the Muslim world. It still upholds the Arab Peace Initiative. Do you know what it says? There will be no recognition of Israel without resolving the Israel-Palestine conflict. And the conflict is nowhere near resolution. So how can there be a deal with Israel? When the first reports of normalization came out, Palestine jumped into action. It went to Riyadh with a set of demands. It wanted Saudi Arabia to make those demands on behalf of Palestine. And what were the demands? Transferring Israeli-controlled territory in West Bank to Palestine, limiting Jewish settlement activity, and halting any steps to annex West Bank. But the problem is, Israel would never agree to these. They have a far-right government, the most extreme in their history. Prime Minister Netanyahu leads a coalition government. He needs his allies to survive, and these allies do not agree to Palestinian demands. So concessions to Palestine may not materialize. But this may not stop the deal. In the new scheme of things, Palestine is expendable, has been for a while. It's a bit of a smokescreen. All sides talk about it, but they don't do very much about it. Palestine was never going to affect the deal. Saudi Arabia may have positioned itself as a Palestinian advocate. Its leader may be talking about concessions. Its people may care about Palestinians, but only up to a point. When the kingdom has to make a choice between Palestine and peace, it will most likely choose peace, with the bonus of nuclear energy and American security.